Hello and welcome here to Crankworx Whistler. We got day number 7 well underway, and tonight an event that's always so much fun, the Ultimate Pump Track Challenge presented by Rockshox. 16 men, 8 women racing head-to-head on a brand new course up here at base number 2. All the action starts right now.
Stop number 3.
Here we go. It's neck and neck here so far. I love this head-to-head format.
He's gaining ground. Is it enough? Welcome to the holy grail of mountain biking. That's right, Whistler, BC. Third stop on your Crankworx World Tour. Tristan Merrick, Brad J with the call, and we're talking about your Ultimate Pump Track Challenge presented by Rockshox. How excited are you, man?
Dude, it's the night event. It's going to be under the lights. The sun is starting to go down, and it is a feat of engineering. We've got these one-off tracks that set the standard of how pump track riding is done.
Well, Earth Odyssey is taking care of the place, and just like you said, the sun is setting in beautiful Whistler, BC.
And that's right, Brad. We are 2 hours north of Vancouver, BC, Whistler, Canada, the birthplace of the Whistler Bike Park. Probably the funnest place on the entire face of the planet, if you ask me.
And that's just a couple hours away. Is that with traffic or without traffic?
Well, it can be hit or miss. I mean, if we're talking winter, we're talking summer here. But summertime, quick and easy right now. But again, it's the Whistler Bike Park. I keep pinching myself. We keep talking about it every day. I live here. I get to ride it every day. You are pumped to be here. And, of course, the original zone is the Fitzsimmons zone, which is the lower part of the mountain, now that we have 3 sections on it.
So you can kind of break us down here and take us through the Fitz zone right now and show us what this zone's all about?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is where you need to go ride if you're learning to ride the bike park for the first time. It's got everything from our green circle runs like Easy Does It, all the way up to double back black diamonds. And, of course, we've got some awesome footage here from the Whistler Bike Park team and them shredding trails like A-Line, Dirt Merchant, you know, Karate Monkey, World Cup Single Track, Ho Chi Minh. There is so much in there. I mean, you were riding the other day, weren't you?
I was staying on the blues, though, Tristan. I was staying away from the double blacks.
But it's all about progression, and that's what the Whistler Bike Park brings for people like yourself, Brad. You can progress in a safe manner.
So you're saying basically there's a little something for everyone when it comes to Whistler Bike Park, right?
100%, man. I mean, it's just an easy way to learn. I learned back in the day. You can learn right now, and everybody that's here watching right now, if you've never ridden the bike park, this is your chance if you're here watching today.
All right, well, let's talk a little bit and switch gears up, and let's kind of focus our attention right now on their Pump Track Challenge presented by Rockshox. I'll tell you what, that thing's been going on. This will be the 7th year it's been happening, and how fun is the Pump Track Challenge presented by Rockshox?
For me, it's an ever-evolving sport, right? It's not just this one and done. It's a set format of how the track is. It continues to evolve as the riders progress. So we've seen it in multiple locations, brand new this year. I'm excited where it's at. It's up on base 2 on Blackcomb, which is going to be awesome for that. But, of course, we've got some of the most amazing riders on the face of the planet.
And I'm glad you bring that up. Now, normally we talk more than one rider, but if you had to narrow it down to one lady and one guy, who would those be?
This is just too easy, man. Jill Kittner. What can you say about this girl? She's won 3 in a row coming in here. She has just been on a tear, and she is so dedicated to her craft. Again, this is a girl who has an Olympic gold medal in BMX. She knows how to make her way around the pump track because you can't pedal. It's all about momentum.
Well, and you're talking about 10 podiums for that lady right there, Jill Kittner. How about the guys?
Well, Adrian Larone, that's the other guy we want to definitely bring up here. And he has been on a charge this year. He was leading the points for King of Crankworx. He needs to put in work here today if he wants to make anything happen, if he wants to walk away with that at the end of the year. So expect a strong event from him, and he's always in contention for that top 3 there. But he needs a win here tonight, and he needs to make it happen here today.
Well, and you know, you look at the series rankings for him, that's what he's trying to do. He's got the overall lead tied with Thomas Limoin and Jenny Goudet. All 3 of those guys have a tie, a 3-way tie for that top spot. But let's take a look at the standings, how things are playing out so far. Take a look at it right here. There's Jill Kittner. She's in the lead for the Pump Track Challenge Series. 300. That's a pretty big lead.
Well, I mean, she's technically wrapped it up right there, Brad. I mean, she is 150 points clear of Annika, so it's all hers.
All right, let's talk about the guys now. Look at that. You got Thomas Limoin in that top spot, but that's 150 points. But France, three-way tie for the Frenchies.
And they're all here today, and they're all going to be competing. They need to try and make it happen. I mean, it's France, 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 buddy.
That's how it stack it up right there for your standings. But it's time to check back in with the third member of our team. We're talking about Hannah Bernard. Let's send it down to her right now. Hannah, take it away.
Hey, thanks very much, guys. Well, you guys have chatted about some athletes to look out for, but I'm here at the finish line, and I have a few guys that we definitely need to keep our eye on here at the Ultimate Pump Track Challenge presented by Rockshox. First up, Barry Nobles. Have a chance to catch up with him. Obviously, with his BMX background, he's feeling very confident coming into the contest here today. Actually got a chance to chat with him, asked him if this course favors him. He said yes. He's feeling very fast, feels like he's in a BMX race coming into the contest here today. Also chatted about his finish in Leger, the second stop of the Crankworx World Tour. He said he wasn't happy with silver. He is looking for the top of that podium coming into Crankworx Whistler here today. Another guy to look at, Dakota Norton. We saw him burst onto the scene last year here at Crankworx Whistler. He actually took the gold in dual slalom. Fun fact about him, he actually arrived this morning in practice for dual slalom for the contest tomorrow. He actually crashed, flew out and popped out his shoulder, his left shoulder, popped it back in, and now he's in the contest here today. He said it's a little sore, but he's feeling very, very confident. He's looking for another Crankworx medal here at the Ultimate Pump Track Challenge presented by Rockshox. So those are two guys to definitely keep your eyes on tonight, guys.
All right, okay, I like what she's saying. I definitely like what she's saying about Barry Nobles, because I was telling you about Barry Nobles that I feel that Barry Nobles has a good shot at this one.
You do. I mean, he's a pretty easy pick right there, and I'm excited to see him really bounce back and make it happen here today because he's technically in it for the overall.
All right, well, we're getting the riders locked and loaded. They are coming your way. It is your Ultimate Pump Track Challenge presented by Rockshox.
To be the best, you have to go all in. We're all in, 100% dedicated to one bike. The 12-speed cassette's 10 to 50 tooth spread gives you a 500% gear range. This is Eagle, the all-new generation of one-by drivetrain technology from the company that lives one-by.
What is luxury? For Jeep Grand Cherokee, it's premium leather. And being ready for anything with best-in-class 4x4 capability and the confidence of select terrain. For the luxury of going wherever the adventure takes you. Jeep Grand Cherokee, the most awarded SUV ever. 75 years in the making. Attractive lease rates now available.
Since the beginning of mountain bike suspension, people have used the same kind of thinking. Build the bike first, and then make the shock fit. But what if we design the shock first? Untethered from the old thinking, these new shocks are free to run with far less friction, making them super supple and reactive. Introducing our all-new Deluxe and Super Deluxe, the first metric offerings from Rockshox. Because better shocks make better bikes.
Crankworx Whistler, brought to you by Whistler Mountain Bike Park. Love the feeling of being truly awake. And Dose.ca, your entertainment fix. And Samsung, live connected with Samsung. And by Jeep. All right, well, Crankworx Whistler, here we are. Ultimate Pump Track Challenge presented by Rockshox. I tell you what, there's so much that goes into a pump track challenge first off. So we hear people talk about the perfect pump. What is the perfect pump when it comes to pump track?
Well, the number one rule of pump track, no pedaling. You pedal, you get disqualified. So it all comes down to technique. And it involves a huge amount of core strength, Brad. It involves your upper body, the coordination. What you need to do is you need to find the backside of all the rollers and the transitions along with the berms. Again, you're lightening the front end, pulling your arms up, and then pushing down the backside of that. Or in some cases, you're able to start doubling up. Or even today's case, we may see some triples as you go down the course. and it is that perfect pump. You can see how much physical effort our riders using in their upper body there. And pulling up, pushing back down. There's no pedal strokes. This isn't a downhill race. It's all in the body.
And so doubling up is kind of a key too as well, right?
Yep, doubling up and as well as manualing. So again, keeping the wheel on the ground and putting, it's all about pressure and putting as much pressure as you can on the wheels on the backside of transition. You put too much pressure on the front side, well then you're going to start to lose momentum, you're going to start to catch too much air, and you're going to lose your rhythm through the roller section.
And in Leger, I think we see this with Barry Nobles, you don't want to be too far over the front, right?
No, exactly. And I mean, Leger, we had some wet conditions, but it's bone dry here today, which is going to provide an excellent racing surface.
And taking a look at Barry Nobles again, now you can see what I'm talking about right here. That's not the perfect pump, but that's what you need to win. You need to get the perfect pump. That's what he's talking about. When we talk about the perfect pump, that's what it's all about right there. I definitely am having a hard time realizing that when I'm on my bike, but it's not about me. Hey, big shout out to Paul Bass. Paul Bass returned to glory last year getting on that podium. He's also a two-time Joyride winner, and Paul, of course, was injured at Rampage, but he's been coming back strong. He's actually been rolling around on his bike a little bit. He did a marathon where I think he did a mile or two. So, Paul Bass, speedy recovery, man. We miss you out there, Paul Bass, for sure. So let's take a look here how we're going to be checking things out for you. We started with the 32, and now we have brought that down. You see Adrian Lerone, Cody Johnson. He is going to be going at it. Jakob Wenzel, Kyle Straight in the mix. Thomas Slavic, Matt Walker, East Wichman.
There's some heavy heats in there, Brad. There are some people that are going to be going home early tonight.
And it's crazy because we think about when it first started. I mean, Mitch Ropalato, he had won 3 of them, and then Joe Kittner came out and won. Then other people started coming out and showing up, and you saw different names. It's, one of those guys is Adrian Lerone. You know what? When we first started this thing back in 2010, he wasn't around, but boy, is he around right now.
Yeah, he's around. He's large and in charge, and this is a night that he needs to make a huge impact. And I can only imagine how much our riders are loving the Corsair. Again, that thing is just a work of art, and here he is up in the gate.
All right, we got Cody Johnson on the right, Adrian Lerone. He is on the left. France versus USA. Boy, that's a tough draw when you got to go against Adrian. Here we go.
So no pedaling right out of the gate. You have to use your momentum. And look at Lerone keeping the momentum going there. So in and out of the berms. Again, brand new pump track, just straight down here. Lerone pulling it out there, getting an advantage, 0.22 on that first run right there.
And Cody Johnson is no slouch whatsoever. He kept that thing pretty darn close. Adrian Lerone and Cody Johnson. Look at the start of this thing. This is a different track than we've ever seen.
So you're seeing perfect manual there. They're getting up and over that tabletop into the 3 berms there, back to back to back, massive. And they're not really using too much of it as they're going over it. So they've done 1 run right now, Brad. They're going to go back up, and they have to swap over to the other side.
You can take a look at it right there. It's Cody Johnson, Adrian Lerone. And Adrian Lerone will have the advantage when they match up again. Let's take all of our attention back up top and get things going. Your Ultimate Pump Track Challenge presented by Rockshox. Jakob Wenzel from the Czech Republic going against Kyle Straight. You got Lyle there on the right, Jakob on the left.
2 completely different bike setups. You can see bar height difference there. So they've actually taken the chain off their bikes. They are rolling chainless. And look at Jakob there, really pulling out, but Kyle making some time in the middle of this. It's going to come right down. Kyle got the advantage right now, and he is pulling it out, 0.15 on run number 1 right there.
Oh, that's going to hurt my fantasy Crankworx pick if Jakob doesn't step that up right there against Kyle Straight.
Well, the good thing is, Brad, he's got 1 more attempt there. But these guys, strong and powerful. Look at that. You see Kyle almost nose bonking across the table there, and then finding the backside of the transition, using the berms, using all of his size there to keep the momentum going down through the end of it. And you see Kyle going manual. Jakob was going pumping through those rollers. So 2 completely different styles. 1 worked for the advantage, 1 worked for a slight disadvantage.
And you see that they were out of the turn. They were pretty darn close, but then Kyle was able to kind of turn on the afterburner right there and get the advantage for those 2. So he will have the advantage. Kyle Straight will have the advantage over Jakob Wenzel when they go at it again. What they do is they have to compete on both sides. Matt Walker's up for you next. He is out of New Zealand, 26 years old for Matt Walker.
Yeah, he was on fire. He got 3rd place down in Rotorua starting the year. Again, he had the points lead after we left Rotorua there, but Thomas Slavic, this was our gold medalist in your dual speed and style down there as well. 4-cross background, extremely fast. So using quite the technique there, almost kind of doing a little nose bonk out of it, doing the back and forth with the handlebars there to generate momentum. And look at that, going right to the inside and using that all the way down there. So Thomas, I feel like it's going to be a big learning curve for all of our riders here in the first run. They're kind of looking, what's everybody doing? But Thomas had a really, really good take on how to get out of the gate there.
And it's a different track. I mean, let's be honest. We've seen so many different pump tracks over the years since we started this thing back in 2010. So it's a definitely different track. And I was out there checking it out the other day. You get a lot of speed from that drop-in just rolling on into that thing.
Yep. Well, I mean, there's a reason why it's called Crystal Viper 7, because there's been 7 versions of them. We got Yus Wickman, Emmeline Chiron there. Yus, again, 4-cross background, a gold medalist as well with that, world champion. So this guy knows what he's doing. He does a lot more enduro now, but loves coming out here to the Crankworx scene. So getting the drop out of that, and you can see him already pulling 3, 4 bike lanes. Nose manualing across the tabletop there, so keeping things really low, picking up speed as he comes down across the line there, but only 0.10. So again, quick racing times here today.
And used, if you remember, what was that? It wasn't this year in New Zealand, but he won it back at New Zealand in Rotorua the first year we were out there. So used definitely knows how to get on the podium. Let's see if we can take a look at the start that we were talking about, how fast you get going. You can take a look at him right here.
So they're not trying to pull up their front wheel. They're literally trying to get the back wheel up and pushing down the start gate transition. And you can see him pulling a bit of distance. But where things are getting tight down at the end there. Again, the rider's not really using the full exit of the berm there as they come out of that final section of track down there, but a good crowd up there for the first year. Again, gondolas up, people hanging out on top of their cars there. Some people know how to make it really happy. little tailgating excursion up there.
That's what I was going to say. It's a tailgate party going on. Let's focus now on our next 2 here on the matchup. That looks like Barry Nobles we should be seeing here. There he is right
Barry
there.
Nobles. He's got that GoPro on. He's recording that run. Again, like Hannah said, he expects a lot more out of himself, and today is the day. See what he can do here.
And Barry Nobles has won it before, so he's got a victory on this one. Max Fredriksson will be going up against him.
This is the best thing about this, Brad. You've got BMX background versus slopestyle. You see Barry doing the speed wobble there. That actually generates forward momentum. He's going right over the table. He wasn't nose bonking that. In and out of the rollers there. Off to the berms and pushing out 0.30, so good size advantage there on run number 1.
Yeah, Max Fredriksson had a lot to try to make up there out of Barry Nobles. Let's take a look at. Oh,
so
wow!
So if you ever do that at home, next time you're riding your bike, stop on the pavement, don't put in a pedal stroke, and speed wobble your handlebar back and forth. Go left, right, and you will actually generate forward momentum.
Okay.
So below, I'm making up this number, but say below 2 miles an hour, you can get away with that. That generates forward momentum. So Barry using that to his advantage to try and get out of the gate there quick and make his way down the track.
Yeah, I really think Barry's going to have an advantage out here, and he does have the advantage of their first matchup between him and Max Fredriksson.
But again, BMX versus slopestyle. That's the coolest thing about this event.
Yeah.
There's no barriers, whatever you want to do. And here we go. This is a good matchup right here.
That's Brian Lopes and Thomas Lemoyne going at it now.
Yeah, Thomas, again, he's no stranger to it. He won it in Rotorua this year. He's he's tied right now for that number 1 spot. And look at that, getting the advantage over Lopes right away. Now coming into the roller section, into the berms there. What do we got down the final stretch here? Thomas Lemoyne even making more time out of that, 0.62.
Well, and you knew that he would get an advantage possibly out of that one. He's a guy who's been up on the podium. He just got his first win for Lemoyne. He got his first win just in the last event that we did in Leger. So coming out here strong off that. Before that, he'd been on the podium a bunch of times. Going against Flying Brian Lopes right there in their first matchup of the 2. Taking a look here.
Thing is, though, you can't count out Lopes. You know he's going to be coming back in run number 2 there. But just a great start to Thomas there. Keeping the back wheel on the ground, you could see there, maybe where Brian was kind of popping a little bit more. You can see the forcefulness of using that manual down through the backside of the rollers there.
And so he'll have the advantage. We'll switch sides for those guys, and then we'll go at it again.
Thomas in shorts, though. No lucky pants today.
Yeah,
I don't want to maybe throw that out there, but he's usually rocking pants for us each and every time.
And now we got Dakota Norton, who's third place.
No pressure on this kid. He's in your fantasy team, and
yeah, no pressure.
You were cringing about the shoulder issue. Keegan Wright, again, we see him in Roto-Root every year. So good matchup between two young kids here. And let's see what is going on. Again, the shoulder being the issue. It popped out earlier today. He got here today, popped out. Is it going to be feeling good? We're waiting for the jump here. The band down. Okay, what do we got? Keegan Wright pulling up even there, but Dakota, again, this was our fairy tale story last year.
This.
Okay, Keegan Wright really making it happen.
Oh, wait a minute. Dakota got his
foot off to the side. I wonder.
He might have just got injured on that one.
He cringing in a little bit of discomfort right there.
Well, he definitely surprised everyone last year when he came out in Whistler and got third place, got up on the podium right there. People didn't know much about him. But he really made a name for himself last year. But that's a tough one for him right there. But let's check in with Hannah Bernard, who's standing by with our riders. Hannah?
All right, guys, well, we chatted about Dakota Norton earlier, and now I have him here with me. So, Dakota, what happened on your race just there?
I think my shoulder just buckled. It's really weak, and it's been getting weaker all day. And I've been just trying to keep doing laps to keep it loose, but we're going a lot faster now, so it's tough to hold yourself up in the corners.
Can you give us a little bit more detail about what actually happened when you were practicing for dual slalom here today?
Yeah, I just come out of a corner. There was a rider in the track, and I jumped a little long on the double trying to avoid him and got tire roll and just went over the bars and popped my shoulder out. I mean, it just happened so fast. It's kind of sucked, but it's just keep racing and we'll come back tomorrow, Got another round with him.
Exactly. You have another round. Such a trooper being out here competing. Good luck in the next heat. Guys, back up to you.
Tough break, a difference in 365 days. I mean, last year he'd really showed himself out, got there in the dual slalom, took a win there, and then got third in this one, but not looking solid for him right now. It's a tough break with that shoulder, but you know what? Sometimes you gotta ride hurt. Well, that's how it's stacking up right here. We'll be right back with more. Don't go anywhere. It's your Ultimate Pump Track Challenge presented by Rockshox. We'll be right back right after this.
$60,000 trails in your pocket. Trailforks. Download the free app now.
Crankworx Whistler, brought to you by SRAM, the power of bicycles, and by Jeep. Also brought to you by Kokanee, Glacier Fresh Beer. It's the beer out here. And some beautiful shots right there. We have narrowed it down to your top 16 here. Now these guys matching up. We got Cheney Goodney and Mitch Ropolato have yet to go at it together.
This is going to be a battle right here. Previous champions ready to stake their claim. Good to see Mitch back out here. He's been on a bit of a hiatus the last couple of years. He won so many in a row and then kind of chilled out. Expect big things from him. Different technique. He's got his wheels sideways in the gate, getting the pump there. Okay, not doing the speed wobble. Okay, manual. Nose bonk off the table there. Dead even as they come back down that final stretch. What do we got? Mitch pulling out a bit of a margin right there.
Oh, wow. Mitch Ropolato right there at the end, taking the advantage, run number 1 of that matchup. And they looked pretty darn tight right there all the way to the end, but Mitch manufacturing some speed there and taking the win on their first matchup.
Yeah, things were really tight through the berms there, but really coming down here and pulling out the advantage. And I thought he pulled out a little bit slow at the beginning there, but look at this. Nose bonk along the table, getting the double rather than manualing through it. And tight roller. And then Mitch turned on the after boost right at the very end there after that first roller, after the berms.
There you can see Mitch right there just getting across first and made up that time. That was the deal. And it looked like Cheney maybe getting in the back seat when they went into that berm section. Maybe cost him a little bit of time, but Mitch was on his game, and he's going to have the advantage when they go at it again.
Oh, exactly. I mean, it's good to see him back out here competing. But, you know, Cheney's going to give him all he can in that second run there. You don't win one of these before.
So you look at the green dots right now. When we talk about the green dots, those are the guys who've already have the advantage. So they've already won the first race. So you see Adrian Lerone has beat Cody Johnson, Kyle Straight. He has beat Jakob, and so on with Thomas Slavic over Matt Walker, Just over Emmeline, Barry Nobles over Max, and Tomas Limon over Brian Lopes right there.
But they got to go back into the other gate, though. That's the thing, right? They start on one side for one run, back on the other side for the other one. So we're right back where we all began. We've got Cody Johnson, Adrian Lerone. So Lerone, again, the guy to watch here. He was leading the points total for King of Crankworx. So getting the speed wobble there. Is he going to keep able to generating the momentum through there? So going right over the tabletop. Oh, Cody catching one of the rollers there. And that is all she wrote for him. Lost the momentum. Adrian Lerone going through to that next round. So he's dispatched the first person of the day here in our round of 16.
He doesn't even look tired. This is the crazy part about it. Maybe we can see what actually went wrong there.
Well, it's only about a 10 or 11 second track, Brad. It is so quick. Okay, so there we go. Almost looped out a little bit. Went too big off the table. Didn't get the back wheel down. Then hit the next roller. And then just lost his moment or lost his bounce.
You're going against Adrian Lerone. You don't have any other opportunities, so you got to do what you got to do. You got to take risk right there. So Adrian Lerone is going to be moving on, and that's going to do it. A quick day for Cody Johnson. He is done for the day, but Adrian Lerone still got a lot of work cut out for him.
You know he's going to want that overall. Again, we've got a three-way tie up there with 150 points each for that series title when it comes to pump track. And then, of course, you got your King's points as well. But here we go, back up the top again. Riders switching over.
Jakob Wenzel on the right from the Czech Republic. Kyle Straight, he is on the left. Kyle Straight with the advantage over Jakob on their first matchup. Here we go, second time. Can Kyle keep this momentum up and be moving on?
Okay, Kyle, one of those Rockshox athletes. He's got to make it happen right now. He was coming on strong at the end last run. He's pulling up the advantage right here, doubling out of that.
Look at this. Right to the end. Jakob Wenzel takes the win on that one, but not enough to make up the difference. Kyle Straight will be moving on. That was the tough one right there. So the good news is Kyle Straight's moving on. The bad news for Kyle is got to face Adrian Lerone.
That's going to be no easy battle right there, Brad. That is going to be hard. But again, 0.05, it came right down to the wire right there.
I think the start is what was the key here. It seemed like he got him off the start, but take a look at the end here, right there.
Yeah, just coming through there. Photo finish.
That's why every single race of the two-race matchup is so important. Every little second, everything you can do to shave some time off. Matt Walker, Thomas Slavic now, these guys are going to go at it. Slavic has the advantage. Winner of run number one. He's on the right. Matt Walker, he's on the left.
Matt's not going to go down without a fight here. And seeing the speed wobble, what do we got? And look at that, Slavic going 1, 2, 3 with that speed wobble. Matt Walker, though, with the lead right now.
Oh, yeah.
And Slavic, though, really turning it on, pulling the half bike length right there, manualing through. And 0.43, he already had an advantage to work with, and he just furthered that there. So he'll be on to that next round.
So Thomas Slavic advancing on, and that's going to do it for Matt Walker, done for the day. So he can just go sit and watch from the start. I really feel like the start is so important here. Let's take a look at the start of this one right here on this matchup.
Well, there's no gate and there's no chain on your bike, so it's very, very different. You're in a track stand, the rubber band goes down, you let go, and you have to generate your own momentum. You have to figure out what is the best way to do that. And I think Thomas has that dialed right there. We're kind of doing the little nose manual out of the gate, getting the speed wobble, getting kind of 3 turns left, right, left, and then just really making things happen as he goes down into that first roller.
And you rest up against that start block. You put your handlebar right up against it. That's what keeps you in position as you get up on your bike. And then when they pull that band down, you just got to go. Just give her.
Shout out to our crowd up there, Brad. There is a lot of fans making things happen here tonight.
Joost Witsman from the Netherlands, winner on the first matchup. He's on the right. Amelie Chiron from France, he is on the left. Here we go, back to racing action here.
With Joost, mind the gap between the knee pads and the shorts. He is extremely quick on the bike. Again, all through that tabletop section, but there we go, Emily.
Oh!
Pulling an advantage. Is it going to be enough right here?
He takes the win on the matchup, and yes, he will move on by .02 over Joost Witsman. Joost Witsman has been eliminated. You didn't think that was going to happen.
No, pulling out the advantage right there. That is a huge upset, Brad. Huge, huge upset. That is not what I expected here between those two.
No, and you know, Joost has won it before. He won it in New Zealand, so he knew that he knows what it takes to get on the podium. Now Barry Nobles and Max Fredriksson.
BMX versus slopestyle.
I still just feel that the advantage going to Knowles, he's got the advantage from their first matchup.
I just don't think we can count out, you know, Max to the very end there, right? He knows how to make momentum happen.
I know another good
Anything
Swede.
can happen. We saw Barry have a slip up in Leger. Anything can happen here on the second run because you have to have 2 runs.
Oh, here we go.
Okay. And you can see there Barry getting the wobble back and forth. Maxo giving it right now through the middle section. He's got a fair bit of time to make up, and Barry really quick through those berms right there. He all of a sudden generated about half a bike length.
So, and you know, Barry Nobles right there, that's what he needs to do. He's so strong at the end. Let's take a look at this run again. Barry Nobles going against Max Fredriksson.
He's a finisher. You see the speed wobble out of there through the first roller and then just straight into manual mode, airing up over the table, and it's right in that last berm that he generated a whole boatload of speed. Making it look flawless right there.
He's really got that the end section pretty dialed for Barry Nobles, and that could come into effect later on when he's matching up against some of these other guys too as well.
Well, you know he trains hard too, right? He's not going to lose steam as the event goes on here. Coming from that BMX background, he knows what it's like to be working on the weight rack.
Here's Brian Lopes on the right. Thomas Limoin from France, he is on the left. Lopes has a lot of work to do here to try and make up that difference. It's a big difference between these two guys.
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, I don't know. We didn't get a good drop there, but Lopes getting the advantage right away, but Tomas really pulling things back up right here and pulling ahead, doubling over that final jump.
Not sure of the beginning of that thing, but
if it was a false start or not, all of a sudden it just seemed like Tomas was sleeping at the job there. Let's see what we got here. I mean, it's good to see these guys battling out, but it all of a sudden seemed...
Well,
okay, we got a false start right there, it looks like. Waiting for the official word on this. Again, it's up to our judges and course marshals there if that was a false start or not.
Yeah, that's coming in right now. That looks like a disqualification. You're correct on that one. So Brian Lopes has been disqualified on that for a false start from the beginning. That takes him out. I mean, Thomas Lemoyne had him on the end of that too as well. So even with that fault, even if he didn't have the false start, he still would not be making up the difference.
Lemoyne there looking cool, calm, and collected. He knows what he needs to do here today.
So rad to see him get that first big win in pump track he did in Leger. Rotorua, excuse me, on that one. That's where he got it. Dakota Norton now, he's going to see if he can make it up, man. Tough break for him. Keegan Wright on the right. Dakota North.
Keegan Wright on the right.
Yeah, that kind of worked out good.
See what happens here. Again, Dakota Norton having shoulder issues, but he's got the advantage right there. Can he keep things going? Oh, kind of slowing down a little bit. Pulling back the advantage here again, but is it going to be enough over Keegan Wright?
No, there wasn't enough because I think there was a big advantage on that one because he slipped that pedal on the first one. Yeah, so Keegan Wright will be moving on. So Keegan has done his job.
Again, let's go back up to the top of the course here at the start, so crucial. Dakota getting a really good buffer there right away, but it almost looks like got a little tentative over that table because there's a fair bit of commitment, a lot of pulling up motion on that shoulder. And if it's already weak, that is going to be a really not a good feeling.
Yeah, that's a massive amount to take up. You know what? We just wish Dakota the best and on his heel up right there. Tough break for him coming on out here and not able to be able to ride like he did last year, that's for sure.
No, he'll be back tomorrow, Brad. He'll be back tomorrow and he'll be fierce.
Mitch Ropolato, Jenny Gunet from France. He is on the right, Mitch on the left. Mitch, a three-time winner when it comes to pump track. Here we go.
Mitch, another one of the Rockshox athletes. So opting for just rolling out of the gate and then really hitting the burners right now, in and out of those berms after the tabletop, and now going even further down that final stretch, more of an advantage. And Mitch going through to that next round right there. He is really coming into things here today. I mean, he's won before. He knows what he needs to do. Completely different style out of the gate, which is kind of a little confusing, but it is working for him right now.
Yeah, let's take a look at some of these replays here of Rope and Dope going to work in the office.
So no movements. He must be confident he's got those hubs set up. There's no brake drag or anything from that. Fully committing down through that tabletop after the rollers, and then just keeping that back tire on the ground.
Yeah, it's almost like an afterburner speed that you see him kind of kick in there right at the end for Mitch Ropolato, guy who's won the first 3 years, and then I was talking to him about it. He said then people started catching up. People started kind of getting the whole clue on what it takes to win a pump track. All right, time to check in with Hannah Bernard. She's down there in the mix. Hannah, what's going on? What's the vibe like?
Thanks very much, guys. Well, it's always so much fun at the Pump Track Challenge, but I'm making some friends in high places. Now, you know mountain biking is important in a community when the politicians come out and support an event. So beside me, I have the Mayor of Whistler, Nancy Wilhelm Morton, and I have Dave Donaldson, who is the Deputy Mayor of Rotorua, our sister city, and the first stop of the Crankworx World Tour. So first, Nancy, talk to us about the new location here for Pump Track.
Isn't this fabulous? This is usually over at Whistler Olympic Plaza, and this is the first time it's here on the slope, and it is marvelous.
Are you having a good time?
I am having a really good time.
You can't not have a good time at Pump Track. And now, Dave, you're a legend. You're such a great mountain biker. You love it. You live and breathe it. Second time here in Whistler. What's your favorite trail?
Hannah, that would have to be Crank It Up. I had 3 runs on that yesterday, and it was fantastic.
Very fitting. Crank it up. Thank you guys so much for chatting with us. Enjoy the rest of the event. Guys, back up to you.
Yes, somebody agrees with me. Yes, crank it up. I feel the same way. Thank you so much, Dave. All right, taking a look at things right now, how it's stacking up so far here in the Ultimate Pump Track Challenge presented by Rockshox. Now you look at the green dots, well, that doesn't matter anymore because all these guys have a fresh start to go against each other. Adrian Larone, Kyle Strait, Thomas Slavic, Emeline Sharon, they're going to go at it. Barry Nobles, Tomas Limon, he's going to be going out. Keegan Wright, Mitch Ropolato, the return to form of Mitch. All this and more coming up for you. Thanks for joining us out here. Ultimate Pump Track Challenge presented by Rockshox. We're racing right after this.
To be the best, you have to go all in. We're all in, 100% dedicated to one bike. The 12-speed cassette's 10 to 50 tooth spread gives you a 500% gear range. This is Eagle, the all-new generation of one-by drivetrain technology from the company that lives one-by.
For 75 years, Jeep has been a class leader in 4x4 capability, pushing 4x4 fuel economy farther and finding comfort zones in an award-winning interior. They say it's lonely at the top, but finding parking is a breeze.
4x4 today, tomorrow, and never say never.
Jeep Cherokee, with attractive financing offers now available.
Since the beginning of mountain bike suspension, people have used the same kind of thinking. Build the bike first, and then make the shock fit. But what if we design the shock first? Untethered from the old thinking, these new shocks are free to run with far less friction, making them super supple and reactive. Introducing our all-new Deluxe and Super Deluxe, the first metric offerings from Rockshox. Because better shocks make better bikes.
All right, Crankworx Whistler, stop number 3 here in BC. Tristan Merrick and Brad J here in the booth, bringing all the fun to you here as the sun has set for the evening time here on day number 7.
It's crazy. It's crazy. 7 days already.
You ready for this? One of my favorite things, in, out, and on the bubble. Are you ready?
I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. This is a good one.
I'm not. All right, let's time to
come
play
on, come
in,
on.
out, and on the bubble. Let's talk about what is in. Let's take a look.
What is in right now, of course, it's a new venue. We're up at Base 2 on Blackcomb.
Loving it.
And a completely different track. The cool thing with that, it's creating some different racing, as we've already seen. So I'm excited about that. I feel like we're going to be here for many years to come. And look at the crowd. The crowd is loving it up there. The natural amphitheater. It's a great setting here for the Pump Track Challenge.
What is out then?
Well, what is out? There is no rain. We've got perfect weather right now. We have got sunshine. We saw in Leger less than favorable there, but today we've got nothing but sunshine, perfect track conditions. The racers are loving it. The fans are loving it even more. We're loving the action that has taken place here.
All right, I'm not ready for this last part, but what is on the bubble when it comes to in, out, and on the bubble, Tristan?
Well, I mean, this could be a tricky one. I'm a little confused by it. I feel like we need to explain some things, or you need to explain some things. What's on the bubble right now is Brad J?
I'm on the bubble, yes. About 4 or 5 years ago, I went and tried to ride a pump track, and I went over the bars and got crushed, but then I decided to take on Adrian Larone here.
Well, you're looking pretty pro there right now. Were you taking some tips? Or
oh, my God.
Adrian's smiling. Okay. You look confident. You got your GoPro on. There's a dog hanging out up top there.
There was some trash talking going on.
Oh, from you or?
I was trash talking Adrian.
Oh, okay. Those are some really big looking wheels there.
Yeah.
What did you bring your? Okay.
Those would be 29s right there. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so you're in the lead.
I look good right here.
Good.
Oh wait, who's that?
Hey. Who pushed fast forward in the control room here? I'm a little confused what's going on. Okay.
All right, they had me in slow-mo here. That's not fair.
So this is a solo run?
Hold on, I'm going to finish this thing.
Oh, no, it's not a solo run. Sorry, I thought you were out there by yourself.
Here I come. Okay,
Hold on.
We go.
Okay, you're finishing strong.
Yes.
You finished strong right there. And you were in one piece. You didn't. Last time I remember, all I remember is you scorpioning face to the concrete. Somehow you were uninjured.
Okay. I'm double his age, first off. I'm an announcer. He's a pro rider, okay? And the best part about it, I'm slow. So there's no way I'm going to beat the guy.
Well, hey, you didn't crash on camera, so that's a good thing. But now it's time for our ladies.
All right.
This is what is going to get exciting right now.
All right, Jill Kittner will be starting it off, and she's going against Kathy Coopers. Right there from Germany. Jonah Johnson, Daniel B. Croft, they'll go at it. But Jill, come on, 10 podiums. She's won it 8 times. I don't think Jill's beatable. I'm not even going to try and create any drama on this.
Well, in a perfect world, she's not beatable, Brad, but mistakes can happen. I know she's had a bit of a plan. She looked really great in A-Line the other day. She's got to be loving the new venue here, loving the setup again.
She's fresh right now because she's only competed in one thing. So here's her second event. Here comes Jill.
So you can see she pop out there over the roller, manual, double over the tabletop there, double into the berms. So again, full commitment style out of her here. Jill coming down. Kathy Cooper's out strong, showing right there.
Yeah,
she crosses the line.
And that's got to be a tough one for Kathy. I mean, look, you're getting a shot at Pump Track. You're stoked to be in it, but then you look, who do you draw first off? You draw Jill Kittner.
Hey, it happens to the best of them. And looking at the coming across the line there, I mean, I raced dual slalom back in the day, and I qualified in 32nd. And I thought I'd face Brian Lopes. No, I faced Hugh Wickman, who was even quicker than Brian Lopes, and this is 7 years ago. Wow. So that was a daunting task. So I know exactly how she feels, but, you know, Jill's always super supportive. Always good to catch up with all the other athletes there.
I'll race Jill next year. I'll tell you that.
Oh,
right now.
okay. We are I will make a reservation for that next year up at base 2. Brad J, Jill Kittner facing off. You're calling it.
Joda Johnson from Denmark here on the left. Danielle Beecroft, she is on the right from Australia. Here we go, back to racing for the ladies.
Yeah, Danielle got 4th here last year. And look at that style, good momentum. Oh, getting a little huck-a-buck through the tabletop section there. And she's lost a bit of her momentum. Yona pulling ahead there as she comes across the line, so getting the advantage over Danielle Beecroft.
Yeah, Jonah will have the advantage as they set it and go back at it again. Manon Carpenter coming up and Brittany White.
Yeah, we've got racer versus freerider style going on here. Both got the cameras on the helmet there, recording all their action here from their race run.
Do you go camera on top or do you go underneath your visor, Tristan? What's your steez on that?
Well, depending on what angle you're after, but here's the jump out of the gate. And again, Danielle looking really, really strong, but you come into the tabletop section here, she kind of cased it, got huck-a-buck going through there.
Yeah,
obviously recovered quite well. But the racer trumping her on that one. They're both racers, but just different styles here today.
Well, they'll match up again. They'll have a second shot at it, but right now, Jonah Johnson's going to have the advantage by 0.18 when they go at it again. Next up, on Carpenter now against Brittany White. Great Britain versus USA here.
Two very completely different riders. I know Brittany White down in the States has some good video edits out there, committing style. Let's see what Manon's got here. I think if she's from the UK, probably spent a bit of time hitting some gates there and working on the momentum and just pulling out a good size advantage right there. 1 second.
Wow, that's a big one for Manon Carpenter. So that's the advantage that she will have. Let's take a look at the top second, the first little run that you get out of this thing. You have a lot of speed right here.
Yeah, you get over that first roller, and then it's just right into the rhythm section. So Manon airing up onto the tabletop, not airing up and over it, but keeping the wheels low on the ground there and finding all of her momentum, finding the trannies very, very textbook style.
The tabletop is the equalizer. You got to either double that up or you're just going to lose speed. I mean, that's just the way that thing is. You come at that thing, you've seen the people that are having the success are doubling that thing up and landing on the transition on the other side.
Well, before this, when you did your run the other day, you described it like it was a 12-foot wall, but...
Well, okay, it's a 2-foot wall, but I added a little bit bigger than that. But it's one of those things you have to double it up or it's going to slow you down. Anneke Bertien going to be coming up next, 34 years old, out of the Netherlands, queen of Crankworx for 2015. Not going to be able to repeat that. She's had a little rough going since then.
Excited to see what this lady can do here today. Again, very dominating force, has won them before. She knows what she's doing. She's got the tank top on here today, got the jeans, the tight denim.
She's got 5 pump track podiums. She's got to win, though, too.
You almost look like she was going to maybe put in a pedal stroke there, which would not be good without the chain on there. So making short work of the first rhythm section down into those massive berms. And manualing across the line right there, Anneke Bertien.
And she's going to have the advantage, 1.15 over Monet. I think that when you have a good manual, right, that's going to give you a better opportunity to win, right?
It's huge, right? So you unweight the front of the bike and you're pushing down that rear wheel between the rollers. You have to have your timing right. Again, up and over.
Right there, yeah.
4-cross specialist back in the day, now doing Enduro World Series. Knows how to ride a BMX as well, so she has spent a fair bit of time on the track over the years. Not necessarily a pump track, but a lot of time with track riding.
All right, let's check in with Hannah Bernard, standing by with the ladies. Hannah?
Thanks very much, guys. I'm here with our former Queen of Crankworx for 2015, Anneke Bertien. Obviously, pump track killer. That's your title. But you haven't been feeling the best here this week. How are you feeling coming into the contest here today?
Not too bad. I feel a little bit more recovered from the Enduro on Sunday today. So hopefully, the legs can do some good work tonight and, hopefully do our best.
You took the championship in pump track last year. Are you going for that again here tonight?
It's going to be hard. I had a really bad race in Leger where I was sick, and I missed a lot of points there. So the overall is kind of gone, but, it's still trying to get the win tonight.
How good would it be to take away the gold here?
Oh, my God, it would be amazing. It's Whistler, so.
Well, we're rooting for you, Anneke Bertien, guys, down at the fishing line.
Well, and you know, and she's seen it. You've seen it before out of her. She's beat Jill Kittner before, so that's what she's trying to do, and that's probably someone she's going to end up stacking up against if she goes that far.
Well, look at the brackets. Jill's at the very top, Annika's at the bottom.
Yeah.
If they go through their respective competitors, it's kind of guaranteed that they're going to face off there. They're not going to meet in a round beforehand. So that is the exciting part coming up here later on, but there's still lots of racing to come. Again, the green dot means that they've won their run.
Well, and when it comes down to it, I mean, look, if that's the matchup that you want to have. You want to have the Annika Berry team. You want to have the Jill Kittner going against each other.
Well, and they want to go against each other. I mean, that's the battle at the end of the day. That's the true competition right there between both of them. Will we see it? Only time will tell, because anything can happen. I hate saying it, but anything can happen.
Well, we got the round of 8 for the gentlemen. They are coming up for you in just a minute. Stay with us right here. Ultimate Pump Track Challenge presented by Rockshox. Taking a look at things right now. There's the guys you're going to be seeing. Adrian Larone versus Kyle Straight. That's a good matchup right there. Thomas Slavic, Lean Sharon on that one. Barry Noble, Tomas Lemoyne. Oh, that's another great matchup right there. And then Keegan Ryan, Mitchell Pilato. I mean, every single one of these matchups is actually huge right here, and any one of these guys can win. All right, well, let's get started here with our round of 8 for the men. We'll take all of our attention back up top. This Ultimate Pump Track Challenge presented by Rockshox. We go up top here.
Beautiful looking track again.
Oh,
big ups to Earth Odyssey, Adam Billinghurst. Crystal Viper 7, Rise of the Cobra.
I love the name. Adrian Larone, he's on the left. Kyle Straight on the right. France versus USA.
It's a blank slate between these two. First run right now, so Kyle getting the advantage. Adrian doing a little bit of a different technique there, and he's pulling up even now, coming into the berms. He's got the advantage coming out of it. He is pulling ahead.
Oh, they kept it close. 0.17. Adrian Larone with the advantage. Man, let's take a look at that entire race. Tristan, help us out here on this one. Tell us where this race was won.
Well, Kyle got the jump right here, but look at Adrian jumping over that first roller, manual, right over the table. So he doubles right over the table, and I feel like that's where he generated the most amount of speed, and then he carried that through those 3 corners.
I mean, I even had Adrian Larone on the start. Okay, well, maybe
again,
not.
Look at that. Again, awesome style there from Adrian Larone. But I think he generates a lot of that speed airing over the tabletop. You can see there. So
right
airing
there.
over where Kyle was on the ground, double into those corners, and then staying high on the first 2 berms, then going low on that final one, and then just carrying that forward momentum right across the finish line.
He's going to be a tough one to take down. I'll tell you what, that was pretty tight all the way through. Adrian Larone, Kyle Straight, and Adrian Larone will have the advantage. Thomas Slavic, Emmeline Sharon now. Oh my gosh, this is another great matchup here. Czech Republic versus France.
Don't count out Emmeline though, right? Don't count him out. He took down Jus Wickman earlier on today.
Oh, true that.
So he's a little bit behind right now. Slavic has the advantage in through these berms. Now coming down that stretch. Look at this, look at this.
Oh! So Emmeline at the last second, the way we saw him do that to Jus as well, he does it right there. And 0.08 will be the difference, and he'll have the advantage. Emmeline Sharon on that one.
Look at that. Again, he was behind going into those berms. And then all of a sudden, he just picked it up a pace there, wicked it up a little bit. And look at this. Boom. The smallest of margins. Again, 0.08.
But no matter how you slice it, that's an advantage. And when they go at it again, he will have that 0.08 advantage.
Slavic will be back on run number 2.
And you know that Slavic knows that now. He's like, okay, I see what's going on here. This is where I lost it now.
Okay. 2 heavy hitters right now. Thomas Lemoyne, Barry Nobles.
Man, this is a good matchup. I've been waiting for this one. Barry Nobles, Tomas Lemoyne going at it right now.
This is not the finals, folks. There is still a ways to go. These 2 guys facing off for the first time here tonight in run number 1 of 2. And Barry getting it, speed wobble by both of them out of that, generating speed. Look at this, Tomas pulling ahead right now. Look at this, it's gonna come right down to the wire. Tomas Lemoyne pulling out half a bike length.
Wow! Tomas Lemoyne taking the advantage on that one between those 2. These guys are tied up for the Pump Track Series right now with 150 points apiece. They're in a three-way tie, those two guys and Adrian Larone right now.
Looking like Barry maybe had a little bobble right there down the later part of the track. So again, Barry gets the jump right there, but Tomas really starting to pour it on over the tabletop into that. And what is, oh, you could see right there, Barry aired out of the second berm too much and went completely flat on that third one. So that's where he lost a bunch of his forward momentum.
Yeah, you got, all right, let's send it down to Hannah Bernard, stand out with Thomas Lemoyne. Hannah?
Thank you very much, guys. Yes, I'm standing here with a guy that's no stranger to the podium in this event. Thomas, how are you feeling coming to the contest here today?
I feel good. I'll try to do my best until the end, and we'll see.
Not an easy competitor to go up against. Barry Noble's BMX background. Do you feel confident that you have the edge on him?
Not very. I'm going to try to be as fast as I can still because he's very good.
All right, best of luck in the next heat. Guys, back up to you.
Yeah, he knows. He knows very well that Barry Nobles is very good, and you pointed it out by not landing high in that transition. That cost him a little bit of time right there, so just a little tiny mistake can hurt you.
Yeah, you got to go berm to berm to berm. You can't go berm, berm, flat. That's where you lose all your momentum.
Oh, now we got Keegan Wright and Mitch Ropolato to go at it now.
Two youngsters of the sport.
Ropolato on the right, Keegan Wright on the left.
Everybody all eyes on it right now. So Keegan getting the jump. Mitch not doing anything down there, but he's going to start to have to turn on the afterburners up and over the tabletop. Now into those berms.
Watch
Look
Mitch
at this.
Here.
It's coming down, going to be tight.
Mitch Ropolato, I mean, had to play catch up that entire race, but does it right at the end. 0.28 the advantage for Mitch Ropolato. Wow.
What a race right there. You can see Keegan, fumbling a little bit down the later stages of that track. Had the advantage right away.
Let's take a look at this run all the way again from the start, because Mitch definitely had to play catch up here. You can see right there.
Oh, Keegan almost going a little bit too much speed wobble. So he has the advantage coming into the tabletop, into those berms right there. Again, he kind of went a little flat and lost some momentum out of the roller after that final berm.
And it just seems like Ropolato has that little afterburner right there at the end. He turns that on that final stretch and was able to take the advantage in their first matchup right there.
Maybe blondes really do have more fun.
He's been spending some time on that new hairdo. All right, take a look at it right now. Adrian Larone, that green dot means he's got the advantage, that's for sure. Emmeline Cerrone, he's got the advantage over Slavic. Tomas Lemoyne, he's got the advantage over Barry Nobles. And Mitch Ropolato, the advantage over Keegan Wright. Stay with us, more coming up. It's your Ultimate Pump Track Challenge, presented by Rockshox.
Big baseline, I'm a vibe to that. Big baseline, I'm a.
Workout started.
I'm 2 on beat, popping everybody coming in the 2 on 3. I know you can't see. Baby girl, I know you want me. Looks hot cause I got that thing. Big bird jacket got me looking like this. Did it, I didn't want to do it for the kid. It's Buzz Bro, proud of what you know. If you can't sing, step on the line, I'm a cool. I'll be hot stepping in my Air Max boot. Did it for the team, I'ma do it for the crew. Party all night.
$60,000 trails in your pocket. Trailforks. Download the free app now.
Crankworx Whistler, brought to you by Dose.ca, your entertainment fix. And by Kokanee, Glacier Fresh Beer. It's the beer out here. and by Samsung. Live connected with Samsung. And a beautiful evening out here. Crankworx Whistler, stop number 3 of the Crankworx World Tour. It's all about your Ultimate Pump Track Challenge presented by Rockshox and Brad J. and Tristan Merrick up here.
The best poster right there. Katie Holden, Kristen Smart there.
That is awesome. And with a new location, we were kind of wondering, you're going to see if all the people were going to join and to come on out there, and all these people they have showed up in drones to represent up here.
They have. They're showing up in full force again. What a crowd we've got up there. But time for the ladies, time for their second run through here in our best of 8.
See the green dots. Stay with us on the green dots. That means they have the advantage on their first matchup. So when they go at it again, that's the advantage that needs to be made up by the person without the green dot. Does that explain it good enough? I think it does, doesn't it?
I think so. I think you're staying within the lines right there.
Staying with the broad strokes, man. All right, so we're taking a look at this beautiful pump track. They've done such an amazing job. Earth Odyssey. What do they call it again?
It's Crystal Viper 7.
Crystal Viper 7.
Rise of the Cobra. Who's going to tame the Cobra tonight?
Jill Kittner with the advantage. She's trying to tame the Cobra. Let's see what she can do here. Here comes Jill in the lead.
So manual over the roller, manual double up over the tabletop. So she's doing the line that the boys are starting to do there. In and out of those berms. She's not taking it easy at all here in the early round. She knows she's got to be in firing form when she starts to get further through this bracket.
Well, I still think, since she is so fresh right now, because she just competed, that was yesterday, Fox Air DH took the win on that one. And then that's the only competition that she competed in besides this. So I got to think she's got some fresh legs on her right now, and she's looking solid.
Now she's been choosing her battles wisely here. She just seems like she's having a lot of fun. I mean, that A-line interview, she was just extremely ecstatic about her win, really comfortable with things, which is great to see.
Jonah Johnson on the right now from Denmark. Daniel Beecroft, she is on the left from Australia. And Jonah Johnson from Denmark, she is the one with the advantage by 0.18, so not a big advantage here for their second matchup. Here we go.
That can be a slate pedal slip. There you go, Danielle Beecroft out in front. She had trouble through the tabletop section, looking smooth through there, but Jonah pulling up a little bit. Danielle Beecroft pulling the advantage. She's got a couple bike lengths right now.
And coming across, was that enough? Oh, comes from behind and advances on. Jonah Johnson has been eliminated. Danielle Beecroft has done what she knows how to do, and she'll be moving on to face Jill Kentner.
Again, she was just off the podium here last year. She is looking for redemption here today. Look at that. Good jump out of the gate. Nice and smooth. Tamed the tabletop there. That's what bit her in the first run. She got a little too quick into it, smashed into the front side of that takeoff, and then just bringing it home down that final stretch right there.
That just shows you, too, it's not over. After the first race, no matter what, if that person has an advantage on you, you got to stay with it. You got to stay focused. You got to keep your stick on the ice and make things happen, and that's exactly what she did right there. Brittany White now from the U.S. She is on the left. And then Manon Carpenter, you got her on the right.
Yep, Manon Carpenter, downhill specialist, knows how to deal with the gates here and has a fair bit of track time. And then she is no stranger to competing. Having a bit of a slow year here on the World Cup downhill scene, but looking for some confidence here tonight. And look at that textbook style. Oh, okay, getting a little over the bars there, coming into the tabletop. Again, that tabletop will bite you if you're not careful. So Manon Carpenter rolling through, but looking like Brittany White was up, hands in the air.
Well, let's see what happened to Brittany White. I didn't see. Let's take a look here if we can see a replay. Here's
okay, so roller. Oh, front end right there, and then straight in, losing the front end up onto the tabletop there.
That's the wall right there. I was telling you, that's a 12-foot wall.
Yeah, my measuring stick must be a little bit off right now, but you can see the first couple rollers and then just kind of going downhill, and then she already lost her feet before the takeoff of that jump, and it just buckled underneath her. But good thing she's up in one piece, just a little dusty right now.
And that's going to do it for her. So Brittany White eliminated for the evening, so she can go dust herself off and watch the rest of the competition. Manon Carpenter will be moving on. And she'll go against the winner of our next matchup, Annika Bertine and Monet Adams. We're about ready to go at it. Welcome everyone joining us. Take our attention back up top. There's Annika Bertine on the right. She has the advantage, 1.15, so a big advantage over Monet Adams from Great Britain. Here we go.
Here we go. Annika Bertine right out in front, manualing over that first roller, keeping the back tire on the ground, not really doubling up too much there, rounding out those berms. Again, you got to stay high on those walls to generate the speed as she cruises across the line. So a convincing win right there. She'll be advancing through to the next round.
And she'll be facing Manon Carpenter. So Anna Kaburchi and Manon Carpenter will be going at it. Jill Kittner, Daniel Beecroft. Those two will match up again, or for the first time.
Some heavy hitters in that round of 4 right there for our ladies.
So we've narrowed it down. We started with 32 for the ladies, or not with 32. We started with a smaller field for the ladies and narrowed it down to your top 4. But the guys are where we started with that 32, and we whittled that thing down to our Elite 8. Taking a look at it for the ladies. There's your matchups right there. You see Jill Kittner, Daniel Beecroft. They'll go head-to-head. And then Manon Carpenter from Great Britain versus Danica Bertien from the Netherlands. They will go head-to-head as well. And the winners of those 2 matchups will head to the championship round. And the losers will head on to the bronze medal round. That's how it's looking. Gonna get the guys ready. We've narrowed that down to your 8. We're going to second races here, and your Elite 8 coming up right after this. Stay with us.
To be the best, you have to go all in. We're all in, 100% dedicated to one bike. The 12-speed cassette's 10 to 50 tooth spread gives you a 500% gear range. This is Eagle, the all-new generation of one-by drivetrain technology from the company that lives one-by.
What is luxury? For Jeep Grand Cherokee, it's premium leather. And being ready for anything with best-in-class 4x4 capability and the confidence of select terrain. For the luxury of going wherever the adventure takes you. Jeep Grand Cherokee, the most awarded SUV ever. 75 years in the making. Attractive lease rates now available.
Since the beginning of mountain bike suspension, people have used the same kind of thinking. Build the bike first, and then make the shock fit. But what if we design the shock first? Untethered from the old thinking, these new shocks are free to run with far less friction, making them super supple and reactive. Introducing our all-new Deluxe and Super Deluxe, the first metric offerings from Rockshox. Because better shocks make better bikes.
And a very big hello to everyone. Thanks for joining us out here on the worldwide broadcast that we got going on for you. It is your Ultimate Pump Track Challenge presented by Rockshox going on. Tristan Merrick, Brad J. That's us. We're here in the booth. And there's a whole lot of fun going on here in the Pump Track Challenge. And there's a look at the guys. We've narrowed that down to your top 8 dudes, and they're going at it the second time now. Adrian Lerone has the matchup against Kyle Strait. He's got the advantage. Emily Chiron's got the advantage over Thomas Slavic. Nomos Lemoyne over Barry Nobles, and Mitch Ropalato over Keegan Wright. So one is staying and one is going home. Let's take our attention back up top and get things fired up again here in our second run of our Elite 8 for the men. Here we go. Adrian Lerone, he is on the right, and you got Kyle Strait on the left. Adrian Lerone 0.17, the advantage on their first matchup. Can Kyle Strait make it up? We're going to find out right now. Second matchup, here we go.
Okay, Kyle Strait getting the jump, so Adrian Lerone has to make up some time right now. Kyle, you got to not make any mistakes, but through the rollers, through the berms. Adrian Lerone, though, he's pulling it up, pulling ahead at the finish line.
Whoa. And Kyle Strait had the jump on him their first matchup. Kyle Strait had the jump on him on the second matchup. And, you know, tell you what, sometimes you think it's all about the start, but it's not, is it?
No, a bit of a slow start right there, but then really starting to come into his own through the tabletop and then into those berms, back to back to back, and then that is where he left him in the dust, pulling ahead on that.
So that means that is a done deal for Kyle Strait. And Adrian Lerone, just like you expected him, Tim, to do, he is moving on.
Director of Good Times, Brett Tippie there in the background.
Is that his new title? Director of Good Times? I like that.
It's Brett Tippie. I mean, any title is a good title for that guy.
And now we take it back up top. Here we go again. Thomas Slavic, you can see him. Red Bull helmet there on the right. Emmeline Chiron on the left. Czech Republic versus France here. 0.08, that is not much.
No, and this was maybe a bit of a surprise in the first run there. You would expect Thomas Slavic to get it, but Emmeline there looking strong all day long, so neck and neck as they come in. Slavic, though, pulling ahead, using that 4-cross background, but Emmeline looking tight there, coming down. What's it going to say? Doubling across that.
I think Slavic's going to be moving on. I think he made up the advantage. Yes, he did. Thomas Slavic has done it. Emmeline Chiron is done. Wow, that's a good comeback story right there. Slavic had the disadvantage going into their second matchup, but he's able to make it up.
Never say never, right, Brad? And look at that head-to-head coming into that first roller, and that's about where it all started to change. Slavic pulling the inch, pulling the foot, and then getting a full bike length at the finish line right there.
Paying attention in their first matchup. He knew what happened. He's going to say, you know what? I'm going to make the differences. I'm going to make the adjustments. I'm going to do just that, and that's what Slavic did. I'll tell you what, man.
Look at this. This is the one right now for us, Brad.
The one we've been waiting for. You got Barry Nobles and Tomas Lemoyne now.
You don't want either of these guys to go home. You'd think this is the final, but no, we're not even close to that yet. These two guys, and Nobles has got to make up some time. He aired to flat off that final berm. Thomas Lemoyne, though, look at this, keeping the wheels on the ground. Manual pump through that. Oh, Barry getting, again, huck-a-buck. And Thomas Lemoyne advancing through to that next round. So he's taken down one giant here tonight, Brad.
Wow. You know, and you look at what Tomas Lemoyne has done. You know, he finally, we talked about it this year, how he got that win in Rotorua for him. That was a big win. He'd been on the podium so many times, but never got the win. So he's got one win under his belt, and so did Barry Nobles. Both these guys with one win apiece.
Well, you can look at this. So Thomas pulling out a little bit, and if you look at Barry, this is where it started to go wrong. Airing on that second berm, and then he just knew it right there. All the momentum gone. Probably a bit of a crushing defeat right there. That was not where he wanted to end up today. Again, looking for the win. We've seen him get second before. But what can you say? It's Thomas Lemoyne. This guy is so good at pump track riding.
You can't have a mistake when you get into these guys matching up against each other. No mistakes are allowed. Here we go. Keegan Wright, Mitch Ropolato to now go at it. Mitch Ropolato has changed. He is over on the left now. And you got Keegan Wright on the right. And Mitch with the advantage, 0.28. Mitch needs to hold it together. The return of Mitch Ropolato. Can he continue his momentum? Here we go.
So Keegan Wright already at a disadvantage right there, but he is pumping hard over that Mitch berm to berm to berm, and then roller through the manual right there. So Mitch really laying it to Keegan right there, not taking it easy on that second run.
All right, let's take a look at Mitch Ropolato. He's got some questions right there. You can see him talking with somebody out there. Not sure what, but let's take a look here.
Look at the legs. So sucking things up, staying low, using his arms right over the front of that axle on that Rockshox fork right there, keeping the momentum down through the trannies. And you can see him berm to berm to berm. Kind of feel like, though, that was almost like the light flickered right away out of the start there. I think maybe that's what he was saying. He was making kind of a gesture about that, but he still took the win, and a convincing win at that.
Yeah, we'll get a clarification on that one, but as it looks right now, Mitch Ropolato will be moving on. Tomas Lemoyne is who he will face.
And it keeps just, oh, the flash. No, too much flash, so he is going in and out of those berms. It looks like maybe somebody's got...
So not sure how that's going to look right there, but this is how it's stacking up. Tomas Lemoyne and Mitch Ropolato, that should be the next matchup between those guys, and Adrian Lerone and Thomas Slavic.
Those four names right there, Adrian Lerone, Thomas Slavic, Thomas Lemoyne, Mitch Ropolato. Looking at that, I would not want to guess who is going to be pulling out of those rounds into the final.
That's a hard one to pick right there, but you know what? It seems like we always see those usual suspects kind of, rise to the top when it comes down to the competition for a Pump Track Challenge.
The cream does rise to the top, Brad. you're pumping rollers.
Yeah, what a great night on hand. Everyone just joining us out here. Thanks for being part of our broadcast here. If you can't be out here live, at least you can be on the broadcast, but try to get on out here.
Look at all those people in the Rockshox VIP section there having a good time. They got smiles on their face. They're enjoying themselves.
Well, you always get to do some pretty cool stuff. Creek Zone, right, was one of the things you got to check out. Let's take a look at this. Is Tristan at the Creek Zone?
Yeah, I do have a pretty good advantage. I'm part of the Whistler Bike Park team, and of course, Creekside has opened last year. And for me, I upload there all the time. The trails are awesome. It's good access to them from the neck of the woods where I live. There's Raven Nest Restaurant up at the top. But you got old growth forests like this. I mean, this is the beauty of the terrain. Great riding right there. No lift lines. That would be the biggest thing. Go to Creekside. There is no lift lines. It's always quiet down there. It's easy to get in and out of the bike park, and it gets you up nice and high. So it's a good place to start. It's on Ride Don't Slide right here. So one of the classics in Whistler. Really fun trail. A little wet that fall there. We had a little bit of snow when we were filming that day as well.
Yeah, a little different than what we have seen since we've been here the last 7 days. Beautiful weather. I mean, no wetness at all, right? So here we go right now, getting it back into the racing now. We've narrowed it down to your top 4 guys that'll be going out, your top 4 ladies. There's a look at them right now. Jill Kittner, Danielle Beecroft. They're going to be Danielle Beecroft and Jill will go at it again here for the first time. 2 matchups against each other. You got to switch sides. Why do you got to switch sides, Tristan?
Well, I mean, they build it as a mirrored image on the track there, but you got to make sure you have the same advantage or disadvantage. So that's why you do 1 on one side, 1 on the other side. So Jill neck and neck with Danielle here, but already starting to pull out a couple feet right there. You see her doubling right up and over that tabletop from the single before it. Then Jill getting the manual, using the whole body there, staying over the front end of that bike and finding the transition.
That woman is on a mission right there to come away as the queen of Crankworx, commanding lead on that. Also trying to win the series title for Pump Track as well, and 4 straight wins for her, and trying to make it 5 next up. And then Carpenter and Annika Bertine going at it for their first time here.
I love how Annika's always rolling the denim, no matter what, always in denim.
Annika Bertine on the right, and then Carpenter on the left. Here we go.
This should be a great matchup. Oh, Manon getting a bit of a slip out of the gate there. Annika pulling the advantage. Manon's got to put in some work right now. She's pulling up a little bit here down through the rollers.
Oh,
she's going to keep her honest.
It ain't over till it's over. But Annika Bertine holding on right there. She made it close right there. Anna Carpenter trying to do her best, but .39 is what she's going to have to make up when they go at it again.
Again, dominating force that Annika is there. And you can see it kind of happened right out of the gate there. Manon didn't really get the same jump. Again, you can't pedal, but Annika got the roll in really, really smooth and then just started pulling out the advantage. But you can see right in this section of the track there, Manon's starting to pull up a little bit of the advantage through the berms by straightening things out there, and she didn't air into them at all. She kept the wheels on the ground.
That's the key right there. So she has done her part there in their first matchup. Good to see a big smile on her face. Now we take it back up to the guys now.
This is a heavy hitter right here. These 2 guys, they're going to be going at it.
Oh, yeah. Look, it started this all the way back. Adrian Lerone beating Cody Johnson, then beating Kyle Strait. Now he's got to go against Thomas Slavic right here. And I'll tell you what, between these guys, I think it's anyone's game here.
Yeah, I think it's going to be keeping each other honest here, and it might be a game of mistakes rather than who's winning, who's losing.
Good point there. Czech Republic's Thomas Slavic on the right, Adrian Lerone. Flying Frenchman there on the left. Here we go. Adrian Lerone going against Thomas Slavic.
And the gate is dropped there. Can't touch the brakes. Look at that. Lerone already pulling out a bit of an advantage, but Slavic keeping it low over the tabletop there. Now into those berms. Oh, falling further behind. Adrian Lerone, a man on a mission here tonight. .60.
Man, he is on fire. .60, and it looks so close off the start. Where do you think Adrian took the win here on this first matchup?
It kind of seemed like he had a slight advantage over the tabletop, but it was really in those berms. Yes, right there, things are looking like Adrian's out front, but Thomas starting to pull up. Look at these berms, though. Berm, keeping it low, keeping the back wheel on the ground, and he really lit it up there halfway through that track.
And that's the key right there, keeping it low on those berms, and that's what kept the speed going for him. All right, before we get to our next matchup, let's send it down to Hannah Bernard, standing by with Slavic right now. Hannah?
Thanks very much, guys. Yeah, Thomas Slavic, you're up against the pump track killer, Adrian. What do you got to do to get the edge on him?
You know, I will always try to ride my bike as fast as possible, have fun, and you know, it's also about a joy, and it's always a joy to race in front of you guys. And thanks a lot, and I will try to keep it together and make it better than in the first run.
You've had a taste of the podium this year. You got third at Leger. How badly would you like to get back up on the podium here today?
You know, we are all racers, and everybody wants to win here. So yeah, of course, I want it bad, and everyone, all of those guys against me.
Thanks, Thomas. Best of luck in the next heat.
Oh, he's a solid guy right there. Thomas Slavic, he's got his work to cut out for him. All right, here we go, our next matchup right now. We're down to our final four. Mitch Ropalato, Tomas Lemoyne now going at it. And you look at these two guys, here we go. Mitch Ropalato was going to be, there he is on the right. Tomas Lemoyne on left. France versus USA here.
The suspense is killing me. Both these Rockshox athletes right here getting the speed well. So Thomas pulling the advantage, but we know how quick Mitch is. We're over that tabletop, keeping the front wheel down. Nose manly. Look at this.
Look at Mitch.
They are mirrored right now. Mitch might be pulling this out as he comes across the line, and he does it in run number 1.
By .37, the return of Mitch Ropalato. Rope-a-dope, roping his way all the way down to the advantage by .37.
That cheeky grin, we haven't seen that in a few years. He knows he is on it when he's smiling like that. Mitch Ropalato.
We'll take another look here.
Thomas there, so pulling a little bit of an advantage. They're mirrored, coming through that, and then this is where Mitch took off through those. He's keeping high on the berms. A lot of guys are dropping down. He's staying high, and I feel like that has a huge part with the momentum coming into the last rhythm.
Well, we talked about the perfect pump. Do you think that Mitch Ropalato's got the perfect pump?
It certainly seems like it right now, Brad. I mean, everybody's got different styles, but if he keeps winning, I think he has the perfect pump.
He's pumping those trannies, that's for sure, all the way through. Mitch Ropalato.
Whoa, what do we got going on here?
Mikey Hatter, America Mikey coming in. I think he wore a thong in Rotorua.
Yeah, I mean, it could be Forrest Gump with that amount of facial hair and long hair there.
The fact that we let him just come on in and do it, that's the best part about this.
Mikey Hatter, everybody.
Yep, there you go. Red, white, and blue all the way.
His 5 seconds of fame.
There he is. Well, when he did it in Rotorua and he wore basically no clothes, it was much colder, so it was much easier to do that here in Whistler. All right, let's take a look at how things are looking right now. Remember what I say when I talk about the green dots, that means these are the guys with the advantage. Let's take a look at it right now. For the ladies, Annika Burton has the advantage over Bennett Carpenter, and then Jill Kittner with the advantage over Daniel Beecroft right there. All right, well, more coming up. Don't go anywhere. It's your Ultimate Pump Track Challenge presented by Rockshox. We'll be back hot and heavy with more racing.
To be the best, you have to go all in. We're all in, 100% dedicated to one bike. The 12-speed Cassette's 10 to 50-tooth spread gives you a 500% gear range. This is Eagle, the all-new generation of one-by drivetrain technology from the company that lives one by.
What is luxury? For Jeep Grand Cherokee, it's premium leather. And being ready for anything with best-in-class 4x4 capability and the confidence of select terrain. For the luxury of going wherever the adventure takes you. Jeep Grand Cherokee, the most awarded SUV ever. 75 years in the making. Attractive lease rates now available.
Since the beginning of mountain bike suspension, people have used the same kind of thinking. Build the bike first, and then make the shock fit. But what if we design the shock first? Untethered from the old thinking, These new shocks are free to run with far less friction, making them super supple and reactive. Introducing our all-new Deluxe and Super Deluxe, the first metric offerings from Rockshox. Because better shocks make better bikes.
And Crankworx Whistler, brought to you by Whistler Mountain Bike Park. Love the feeling of being truly awake. And by SRAM, the power of bicycles, SRAM. And by Kokanee, Kokanee Glacier Fresh Beer. It's the beer out here. All right, we've narrowed it down to our final 4 for the ladies, and they have matched up once, so we have one more race to go between Jill Kittner, Danielle Beecroft. The winner will move on to the final. The loser will go on battle for the bronze. And Manon Carpenter, the same thing for her. Danica Beerton, they will battle it out one more time. The winner will go to the final, and then the loser will battle it out for that bronze medal for the ladies.
Pizza. That was a good-looking pizza we had on screen there.
That was a good-looking pizza.
Sorry, back to the racing.
That's okay.
Jill Kittner with the advantage right there over Danielle Beecroft. Danielle, though, never say never. She has got the jump a little bit on Jill right there. But Jill already by that first roller into the rhythm, pulling out the advantage already. She has been looking textbook smooth on the track here all evening long. And taking the advantage, going through to that next round right there. So Jill into the finals. Chance for another gold medal, chance to keep that streak going, and chance for another 150 points for her quest for Queen of Crankworx.
Well, yeah, I mean, she has such a huge lead. Let's take it down. Hannah's standing down there with Jill Kittner. Hannah?
All right, guys. Jill Kittner, looking pretty good for the Queen of Crankworx. We see some posters that your friends have made up for here today. How do you feel coming into it today? Do you feel confident?
Well, I'm having a good time on this track. It's pretty fun. I mean, yeah, I feel good, and try not to think about that overall. It's one race at a time.
Well, you're going into the finals. You may face up against Annika Beerton. You've raced her so many times in the pump track. Will you feel good coming against her today?
Yeah, bring it.
Oh, bring it. Jill Kittner here at the Pump Track Challenge. Guys, back up to you.
Wow. Jill Kittner getting gnarly down there. Don't mess with her. Well, she's going to be meeting the winner of this matchup right here. Annika Beerton has the advantage. She is on the left. And then Carpenter on the right from Great Britain. She's got to make up .39, the winner. We'll move on to face Jill Kittner. Here we go.
Annika getting the advantage right there. Manon pulling up even though over the tabletop. Now into the berm to berm. Annika out in front right now. She is leading the pace down the finals as she crosses the line first and advancing through to the next round. And we have got ourselves a battle.
Indeed. And you know, they were on a collision course to go at each other. Now we're going to get just what we were thinking we were going to get. Jill Kittner and Annika Beerton will be going at it. Anna Carpenter will face Danielle Beecroft. Let's take another look here and see that again. Take another look. Here we go.
So out of the gate there, kind of neck and neck. Manon pulling up first on that rhythm section, and then it's open over the table. That's really been a deciding factor before these berms. Annika just pumping through there, keeping it low, keeping it smooth. She comes across the line there, making the work happen here today.
Well, we have it all set for the ladies now. Our championship round, our bronze medal round for the ladies is set. Now it's time to figure that one out for the guys. Adrian Lerone, the advantage over Slavic. They got one more shot at it. The winner could be moving on here to be battling it out for the gold medal. Here you go, Adrian Lerone on the right, a pump track crusher. Thomas Slavic on the left. Czech Republic versus France here. .60 the difference. Slavic's got to make up. Here we go.
Slavic, the four-cross specialist, getting the jump out of the gate. But again, Lerone's been looking so smooth in the later stages of the track here. Slavic out in front. What's it got? A mirrored image coming across the line.
So who was that? Wait, it was Adrian Lerone had the advantage for the first one. Then he comes out. He gets out by .02, and he will be moving on. Wow, that was close. Let's take a look just how close that was.
Neck and neck as they're coming down through the first stretch here. Slavic pulling out about a bike length and then right through the berms here, getting a little bit too low. And then Lerone just bringing it home at the very end there. Look at this, slow motion across the line, .02. A spoke length.
Wow, that is pretty darn close. So that means with Adrian Lerone doing that, he will move on to the gold medal round, the championship round. And Slavic now in the Czech Republic, he'll be battling it out for the bronze. Take a look. This is the tie that we keep talking about. 150, 150, 150. Three-way French tie right there for your overall Pump Track Challenge series, Tristan.
Yeah, things are tight up there between our competitors. So again, somebody's going to be walking home with not only the title of being the Ultimate Pump Track Challenge champion presented by Rockshox.
Well, you Thomas Lemoyne right now, he has to win if he wants to keep those hopes alive to try to win the series title. So Thomas Lemoyne, he is on the right. You got Mitch Ropolato on the left. Here we go, back at it. Mitch Ropolato with the advantage.
So Tomas pulling up here. It's even over the tabletop. Mitch has got great style, little nose bonk, and here he goes afterburners.
What? Oh, man. The return of Mitch Ropolato. That dude is on fire.
I feel like we're watching the time capsule right now. This is what he used to do so much back in the day, and he is fired up here. Look at this out of the gate. Tomas going for the speed wobble right there. Mitch is keeping it straight, keeping the wheels on the ground. And you got to almost see the slow-mo on that tabletop. He's doing a little nose bonk manual to find the tranny and keeping it fast and smooth.
Well, with that one right there, that's going to mean that Adrian Lerone, he should be taking the Pump Track Series title right there, because that's going to pump Thomas Lemoyne down into the bronze medal matchup, and all Adrian needed to do is finish above Thomas Lemoyne, and he's done just that. So it looks like he'll be our series winner, but that's maybe one battle. But he's trying to win it here and make things happen right here and right now. So we are set for the gold medal matchup for the guys, the bronze medal matchup for the guys, and now let's talk about the ladies. Here we go right now. You see the championship round is set for the ladies, Joe Kittner and Annika Bertien, but before we get to that one, the bronze medal matchup, Manon Carpenter and Daniel Beecraft right there is going to be the matchup that we have for the bronze. And taking a look at how the guys are looking right now.
I'm getting nervous. I'm getting nervous for this, Brad.
Well, look at it right now. Adrian Lerone has done what he needed to do. He has made it to the championship round, but he's going against a guy who has won it 3 different times. We're talking about USA's Mitch Ropolato. Slavic from the Czech Republic going against Tomas Lemoyne. That's the battle for the bronze, and it's all coming up. Don't go anywhere. Ultimate Pump Track Challenge presented by Rockshox.
$60,000 trails in your pocket. Trailforks. Download the free app now.
Yeah, what a great evening we're having out here. Crankworx, stop number 3 at your Crankworx World Tour. And of course, this is your Ultimate Pump Track Challenge presented by Rockshox. In the booth, Tristan Merrick and Brad J here. We started things out with a ton of competitors, and now We've got it down to the championship round for the ladies. That's Jill Kittner going for gold against Annika Birtin right there. So that'll be the matchup for the gold medal. Daniel Beecroft in the bronze medal round going against Manon Carpenter from Great Britain. That's how things are looking for the ladies out here. The Ultimate Pump Track Challenge presented by Rockshox. Let's check in with Hannah Bernard. She's standing by down in the mix. Hannah, what's going on?
Thanks very much, guys. Well, I'm just up here at the start line going into our bronze medal round for the ladies. First up, Manon Carpenter. Now, you've been away from Crankworx for a while. You've had a podium before. How badly would you like to get up on that podium here today?
Yeah, podium here would be pretty cool, so I'll be trying to go for the bronze. It'd be nice to get up there.
You have been busy this week. You competed in both of the downhills here. Are you feeling tired?
Yeah, it's a hectic schedule, but I haven't been here for a while, so I wanted to give everything a go again, and it's all good fun, so.
Awesome. Well, best of luck. And now I'm going to go over to your competitor here, Daniel Beecroft. Now, you just said you keep on getting fourth in this contest. How great would it be to walk away with the bronze?
It'll be amazing, but we'll see how it goes. Up against Menon, she's really fast, so we'll see.
Any nerves?
Yeah, very nervous.
All right. Well, best of luck in the first heat here at the bronze medal round for the ladies, guys. Back up to you.
All right, you're not supposed to let them know that you're nervous, right? You don't want your other competitor to know that.
Confidence is key.
No.
I mean, you don't just say that. I mean,
the battle for the bronze now. Here we go. Daniel Beecroft on the left, Anna Carpenter on the right. Australia versus Great Britain here. Their first matchup for the bronze medal.
Or it could just be a mind game, Brad. Maybe
Yeah.
she's trying to psych her out. She's gotten fourth so many times. Tonight could be the night. She could take down Manon Carpenter, so she gets the jump out of the gate. She has the advantage right now. Looking smooth, but Manon just keeping it on the back wheel. Manual through that. So she's pulling ahead. Mirrored image right now down the final stretch. What's it going to be as they come across the line?
And the advantage going to Manon Carpenter right there by .04. That's close. This is anyone's match next time.
Keeping her honest 100% across the line there. That is not a lot of an advantage going into that second and final run here. Again, this is for your final spot on the podium.
Taking another look right here.
The girls looking quick, but Manon really powering through over that tabletop section. But Danielle did not give up, staying high on the berms rather than going low like a lot of our competitors are, and keeping it honest down the stretch.
And look at that crowd on hand, witnessing history in the making out here in a new location for your Ultimate Pump Track Challenge presented by Rockshox. So now we focus over to the guys now for the bronze medal matchup for them. And that's Thomas Slavic and Thomas Lemoyne, Czech Republic versus France. There's Slavic. He's going to be on the left. Lemoyne on the right. This is going to be a tough one right now. This could be a gold medal matchup. Here we go.
Slavic getting the jump out of it there, using all his technique, but Lemoyne just powering through on that back wheel there, finding the transition. Look at this, it's going to be a tight one down the line.
Thomas Lemoyne doing it by .06, keeping it close, right down to the wire between these guys.
And what a race between our two competitors right there. Look at this out of the gate. Slavic using every advantage, getting the pop, using the speed wobble. Lemoyne pulling ahead, and then right at that tabletop, that's where Slavic started coming back there. And then just keeping it on the back wheel. The front wheel doesn't even touch the ground. Just pumping through the rollers. But Lemoyne taking the advantage right there.
Damn, that was close between those guys right there. So they'll have to stack them and rack them again. But Thomas Lemoyne, he will have the advantage over Slavic. But we've seen Slavic come back and make up the difference, and that's too close right there. I think it's anyone's race when they go at it again for the bronze.
Well, as you said, Slavic was, when we interviewed him, he's just doing it for the fans. I mean, he's fired up to be out here for the people. Again, what a beautiful backdrop. We're up at base 2 on Blackcomb here. It's your Pump Track Challenge presented by Rockshox.
And here's a look at it right now. So we've seen the bronze medal matchup right there. Thomas Lemoyne, that green dot means he has the advantage, but they still got to face each other one more time. Mitch Ropalato, Adrian Lerone have yet to face off for the gold medal matchup. So we'll see how that stacks up for those guys right there. So a couple of Frenchmen in the top. Got an American in there, Czech Republic being represented.
And look at this. The stage is set. This is a very familiar sight here at Crankworx with these two ladies in the gate.
Jill Kittner on the left, Annika Birtin on the right. Here we go. These ladies hate each other. No, they don't.
Annika getting the advantage. They battle each and every time, but Jill coming back a little bit now through the berms.
Look at Jill.
Annika losing her some momentum right there. Jill just pulling ahead.
How did that happen?
Major bobble by Annika through the berm to berm.
She had her. It looked like she had Jill. And then it came down to it. Jill, we got to watch this one from the start. I don't know what happened.
Look at this. You can see Annika getting the pump there, so she's pulling the advantage. Got about a wheel length there. Coming into the tabletop, up and off it. But you can see, look at the right, out of the berm there, going inside. She didn't go berm to berm.
Yeah,
she went into the flat, so she didn't keep the momentum going, lost the transition.
That's no man's land or no woman's land right there for the girls matchup.
No, not good there. So Jill proving that she's fierce, but the thing is, there is one more run. It's not a one-run format, 2 runs. We're going to see them face off again here.
All right, well, we got Hannah down there, right there up the top as we get our Adrian Lerone and Mitch Ropolato stacked and racked for the gold medal. What's going on, Hannah?
Thank you very much, guys. Yes, you can cut the tension up here. Now we're talking about the return of Mitch Ropolato. You told me that you're coming out. You want to win it here today. How do you feel coming into the gold medal round?
I'm feeling confident, right? You know, I've been putting down some solid runs and hitting the corners good, so we'll see where it gets us right here.
We'll have to see. And now here for your competitor, Adrian Lerone. You've won it twice before. You were just off the podium in Leger. How badly do you want to taste that gold again?
I've been waiting this final since I saw the first pump track event in my life behind my screen in France, and I saw Mitch won it. I think it's one of the best guys in pump track, so I'm pretty happy to be here with him.
The stage is set for the gold medal round coming up right now. Best of luck, guys.
Oh, man, I don't know right there, you know, because that was Mitch Ropolato. He won it 2010, 2011, 2012. He was the winner for the first 3 years in a row, and that's a big prop right there. Adrian Lerone saying, watching him on TV take those wins.
You can't script this, Brad. You can't script this one bit. Adrian Lerone, Mitch Ropolato, these two guys facing off.
Here we go. Ropolato and Lerone. Battle for the gold. Here we go.
What do we got? Neck and neck. Completely different style. Mitch on the back wheel. Coming over the tabletop. Now they're berm to berm. It's neck and neck. It looking like Lerone got the advantage.
And Adrian Lerone takes the advantage by .07. That is too close to call.
What a race right there for run number 1 for our competitors.
Wow. Take another look here.
Both of them looking fresh, so neck and neck coming in here. Lerone a little bit ahead. Mitch pulling up on that, but then back to back through those rollers at the end. And look at that, Lerone just inching it out ahead of Mitch Ropolato.
Just barely between. Look at the difference right there, .07.
Half a wheel length or a wheel length as they cross the line. Again, well, you can't script this. You can't script this whatsoever.
Oh man, there's Mitch right there. He's all smiles. Hannah, what's going on down there?
Well, it's really interesting, guys. I actually had a chance to chat with Mitch before the competition even got underway, and I asked him, because we chatted in Leger, he was very casual. He was coming into the competition, not really thinking about a podium. He hadn't ridden his bike very much. Today, a completely different story. He said that he's gotten a lot of practice on this bike. He is coming out with vengeance, and he is looking for the top of that podium, as you can see, and now he's up for it. He does have the disadvantage, but we'll have to see if he can dig deep and find that motivation to get on the top here tonight.
Thank you so much, Hannah Bernard, on that one. And you think about it, so it's .07, the difference between those guys. But when you have any sort of advantage and how good these guys are, that could be like a mile.
It could be like a mile, but you know what? We can't count out Mitch. We've seen him do it before here. We've seen him up against the ropes, and he has fought back and taken the win.
Well, there you look. The ladies now going to take back to it here. Their second and final matchup here. Bronze medal, Manon Carpenter, she's got the advantage over Daniel Beecroft. We'll see those two match up for their last race. Who's going to win, take the bronze? Let's focus on it right now and take all of our attention back up top, because the tension can be cut with a knife here.
Again, this is your bronze medal match right now. Manon Carpenter, Danielle Beecroft, tight race, 0.04. So any mistake is going to get magnified here on this final run.
Here we go, back to racing, the battle for the bronze.
Manon Carpenter with the advantage right now through the rhythm. Up and over that tabletop with Danielle Gott coming out here. She's got to put in a charge right now.
She's trying.
She's trying for it.
Not going to be able to make that happen. 0.15, that's going to be the winner. And the bronze medal going to Manon Carpenter, taking the bronze for Great Britain.
And another 4th place there for Danielle Beecroft. Good, strong showing, but Manon Carpenter getting the bronze medal. And she just had the technique and the style there, keeping it on the back wheel as she pumps through the roller. So good start out of the gate, pumps that first roller, and then into the rhythm section. And she's not lifting the front wheel up too much when she's manualing through there. She's keeping it nice and low, which means she's got tons of strength as she's going through those rollers.
Well, she has done it right there. Manon Carpenter taking the bronze medal. Let's check in with Hannah Bernard with more. Hannah?
Thanks very much, guys. Yes, we talked just a few minutes ago. You said it would be so great to have another Crankworx medal around your neck. How does it feel walking away with the bronze?
Yeah, really cool. It's such an intense race, like with the start, with the bungees, like you've got it, the start's so important, and then getting the berms right. Yeah, like it's been really cool racing. I'm happy to get bronze.
Right before you came down this course, what did you say to yourself?
I think just trying to get the berms right. I just wanted to get everything smooth and hit everything like I know I should, so yeah, that's cool.
You've been very busy. What's next for you here at Crankworx this week?
Next, dual slalom tomorrow, and then Canadian Open on Saturday.
A bronze medal will be good for your confidence. Manon Carpenter going away with a bronze medal in the ladies here tonight, guys. Back up to you.
I mean, it sounds like it was easy, but that was definitely not easy. She definitely earned that bronze medal all the way down to the end.
She had to work for it there, Brad, but again, that textbook style made it through for her there, and she's got herself a medal around her neck, but a long week ahead if she wants to keep getting more of those.
Well, the guys are getting ready to go here. The bronze medal, well, it's Tomas Lemoyne. He's got the lead over Slavic. Can he continue and take the bronze? We'll find out. In the championship round, Adrian Lerone, he's got the advantage barely over Mitro Pilato. The medals will be handed out. Stay with us. It's coming up next.
To be the best, you have to go all in. We're all in, 100% dedicated to one bike. The 12-speed cassette's 10 to 50 tooth spread gives you a 500% gear range. This is Eagle, the all-new generation of one-by drivetrain technology from the company that lives one-by.
For 75 years, Jeep has been a class leader in 4x4 capability, pushing 4x4 fuel economy farther and finding comfort zones in an award-winning interior. They say it's lonely at the top, but finding parking is a breeze. 4x4 today, tomorrow, and never say never. Jeep Cherokee, with attractive financing offers now available.
Since the beginning of mountain bike suspension, people have used the same kind of thinking. Build the bike first, and then make the shock fit. But what if we design the shock first? Untethered from the old thinking, these new shocks are free to run with far less friction, making them super supple and reactive. Introducing our all-new Deluxe and Super Deluxe, the first metric offerings from Rockshox. Because better shocks make better bikes.
Crankworx Whistler, brought to you by Whistler Mountain Bike Park. Love the feeling of being truly awake. And by Dose.ca, your entertainment fix. And by Samsung. Live connected with Samsung. And by Jeep. Well, it's been decided on the ladies' side of things, the bronze medal going to Manon Carpenter, but the bronze medal has not been decided for the guys, and the gold medal has not been decided for the guys or the ladies. Here we go. Tomas Lemoyne, winner of run number 1. He's got to go against Thomas Slavic. Slavic on the right, Lemoyne on the left. The battle for the bronze.
The gate drop right there. Looking like Lemoyne already pulling the advantage. He is not going to let this slip through his fingers. going from the berm
Oh,
to
look
berm.
at this. Oh!
And making a mistake. Slavic feeling the heat right there. And Lemoyne pulling that out, winning the bronze medal here today. Backing things up. Strong result from him right there.
And you still got to give props out to Slavic. He was running his best out there. He'll have to settle for 4th place. Not going to grab that podium spot.
When you've got one more run to do, you got to lay it on the line, and he made a mistake popping out of there a little bit early. Feeling the heat. Lemoyne looking smooth all day long there and walking away with that medal.
So congratulations definitely in order for Tomas Lemoyne. He will take the bronze. And now it is time to award some Crankworx gold. The moment we've been waiting for.
I'd like a Crankworx gold.
And so would I.
It's
Just
got
gonna
a
have
good,
to look at him.
It's got a good tune to it. Well, you did say you would take on Jill Kittner next year.
Maybe not. Jill Kittner on the right, Annika Bertine on the left. And right now, Jill Kittner with the advantage. This is the battle for the gold medal between these two. Jill Kittner has 8 pump track victories, 10 podiums. Here we go, off to race in the battle for the gold.
The girls are off. What do we got right now? Annika got the advantage, but Jill doubling up, pulling ahead a little bit. Berm to berm. It's mirrored.
Oh, look
Annika,
at this!
Annika got the advantage. What's the clock going to say?
Annika Bertine takes the win on their second matchup, but is it enough? Not enough to make the difference up, so Jill Kittner will come away with the gold. Congratulations, Jill Kittner, gold medal. Annika Bertine from the Netherlands taking silver. Let's check in with Hannah Bernard with this standing by right now. Hannah?
All right, guys, well, you can see it right behind me, the posters. Jill for Queen, you're rocking away with the gold for the 4th straight time in this event. How good does it feel, Jill?
It feels awesome. I love pump track. It's a good vibe out here. Thanks for everyone who came by. I don't know what to say. It's sweet.
Can you tell us what was going through your head as you came down the track here and seeing Annika kind of edge forward in the last bit there?
I think it's funny. We both made the same mistake in the same turn. I mean, that's rare, but yeah, she's a worthy competitor and she had a good start. And I don't know, I just wanted a good run and had the edge, so it's sweet.
With this, you are also the pump track world champion for the ladies. How does that sound, Jill?
Yeah, that's all right.
Jill Kittner, your gold medalist here in the pump track challenge presented by Rockshox.
Man, it just seems like she can win anything. Jill Kittner just dominating once again. So Jill Kittner will come away with that gold medal. Congratulations to her. And that makes that 9 pump track victories for and 11 podiums in her 4th straight pump track win for Jill Kittner. Now, let's focus on the guys. Here it comes down to this right now. Adrian Lerone. He has got the advantage, but only by .07. Mitch Ropalato, he's won it so many times. Both these guys have been on top of that podium. The battle for the gold. Adrian Lerone on the right. Mitch Ropalato from the U.S. on the left. Here we go, the battle for the gold.
Lerone playing with some fire there after run number 1. Look at Mitch. He's got a bike length
Whoa!
already. Keeping it low over that tabletop. He's got to be smooth through these. And look at this. Coming down the stretch. Is it going to be enough?
Mitch Ropalato crosses the line, and he takes the gold medal. USA's Mitch Ropalato takes gold. Adrian Lerone will grab the silver. Wow.
What a race right there, Brad. Look at that. It came right down to the final run. Mitch Ropalato making it happen here today.
And you know what? Don't call it a comeback. He's just been kind of hanging back there. You know that he's got the talent. You don't win it 3 times in a row if you don't have talent. Look at this talent go to work right here.
Yeah, the Rockshox athlete looking smooth right over that tabletop there through the berms. And you can see Lerone went a little bit deep on the berm there, and then that was all she wrote. Mitch going down, both of them having a little spill there at the finish line.
Oh, and then right there, Adrian Lerone taking a digger at the end, and then congratulating Mitch Ropalato taking the win out there. Let's send it down to Hannah Bernard standing by. Hannah, take it away.
It's been the story all day, the return of Mitch Ropalato. Now, you've won this 3 times. This makes it 4. How good does it feel to walk away with the gold, Mitch?
I'm pretty excited. You know, that was not easy. As you all saw, like, everybody was going so fast. So Yeah, no, I'm just excited right now.
And you were the fastest. What did it feel like to hear Adrien Laraz say that up at the start gate, that he saw you and that was his motivation to come out and compete in this contest?
Well, I wouldn't say I was the fastest of the day. I think I just made the least mistakes because if you look at qualifying, we were all even. So, yeah, I think I just made less mistakes and yeah, had a little bit of luck on my side today.
You dyed your hair earlier this week. Do you think that was your secret?
Oh, yeah, the blonde hair just like totally helped.
I think it was the secret. The gold medalist here in the Ultimate Pump Track Challenge presented by Rockshox, Mitch Rapalato.
Well, they say blondes have more fun, and Mitch Rapalato having a lot of fun taking a gold medal out here today. Oh, my goodness, man. Congratulations. A couple Americans taking the top spot. Joe Kittner winning it, and then Mitch Rapalato taking it too as well. Good to see Mitch back in form, and I'll tell you what, I look forward to more battles between those two guys.
Oh, you know it. This is going to be going on for years to come right now.
She looks good with a crown on right there. Yeah, we'll take a look at it, how it all stacked up when it's said and done. There you go. Jill Kittner taking the gold medal in the championship round. Annika Bertien settling for that silver medal. And Menon Carpenter from Great Britain coming away with that bronze. Taking a look at for the guys. Well, we just saw that one play out for us. Like Tristan said, couldn't have scripted any better than that. Mitch Rapalato, gold medal for him. Adrien Laraz, he'll settle for the silver, and you know that's going to piss him off. And then Tomas Lemoyne, he will grab the bronze. That's how it's going to go right there for your guys and for the ladies out here today in your Ultimate Pump Track Challenge presented by Rockshox. Well, final thoughts for you, man. What did you think about what we just saw today?
New venue, new track, did not disappoint. We had hard charge and action top to bottom. As Mitch said, it wasn't easy. It was a game of who could make the least amount of mistakes. And I'm looking forward to seeing this happen again year after year. And again, I gotta give big ups to Adam Billinghurst and Earth Odyssey building the track because it did not disappoint.
Well, our next broadcast, that's going to be the giant dual slalom. Tristan and myself will be calling that one. Please join us on that one because that will be going on. That'll also be followed by, take another look here, the Canadian Open DH presented by IXS. That is going on for your Saturday. So then we got two more going on with that one. All right, I mean, we saw what we saw. You got to like with the turnout. I mean, you like the new location?
I'm fired up for this, man. I wish we were going to see another one of these events this week because it was amazing.
Well, congratulations once again, man. Joe Kittner doing yet again, and then Mitch Rapalato, the return to victory form for Mitch Rapalato. What a great day indeed. New location for your Pump Track Challenge. Could not get better than that. And I'll tell you what, the ladies and the men did not disappoint. It was powerful racing all the way going down through it. But in the end of the day, there's only room for 3 on the podium for the guys and 3 on the podium for the ladies. But good stuff all the way down to it. So thanks for joining us on behalf of our entire Crankworx staff. We'll see you tomorrow with more actions from Crankworx Whistler.